It all started on a crisp spring morning, when the sun glinted off the dew-soaked grass of my sprawling ranch. Birds chirped lazily in the distance, and the gentle lowing of my cows echoed across the fields. I had a routine. Check the barns, inspect the fences, make sure everything was in order before a long day of tending crops and livestock. I never expected that morning to become the day HOA Karen officially declared war. I opened the barn doors, expecting the usual sense of hay and earth. Instead, I found Karen elbow-deep in one of my storage areas, waving a clipboard as if it were a scepter of authority. Her eyes were wide with a mixture of self-righteous indignation and sheer panic, scanning over the neatly stacked piles of brown, crumbly material. "Excuse me," I said cautiously, keeping my tone calm despite the rising irritation. "What exactly are you doing in my barn?" "This," she said dramatically, gesturing at the piles, "is illegal. You're hoarding wheat. Do you even know the HOA rules about grain storage?" I blinked. "Wheat? Really?" I followed her gaze and then looked down at the piles in question. My mouth twitched, resisting the urge to laugh outright. "Karen," I said slowly, savoring every syllable, "that's cow dung, dried, for fertilizer, not wheat. Definitely not wheat." Her face froze, and for a moment, I thought she might combust from the sheer embarrassment of her mistake. She backed away slightly, muttering something about bylaws, storage violations, and her duty to the neighborhood. I leaned on a pitchfork, watching her flail, trying not to smile. "You're lying," she spat, though her voice lacked conviction. "This looks suspiciously like wheat, and you didn't file a storage report." I couldn't help myself. I took a deliberate step closer. "Careful, Karen. That's premium-grade cow dung. One sniff and you might find yourself fertilizing your own lawn unintentionally. It's very potent." Her eyes widened in horror. She stumbled back over a bucket, arms flailing, and nearly collided with a bale of hay. I caught it just in time, but she refused the help, muttering about suing me for harassment or some imagined indignity. Meanwhile, the cows had gathered near the barn doors, observing the spectacle with an almost sentient curiosity. Their lowing sounded suspiciously like laughter. I stepped outside and closed the barn doors behind her. She turned, stomped a foot, and muttered under her breath as she retreated across the fields. I could hear her calling into her phone, no doubt spinning the tale of how she raided a wheat hoarder's barn, though in reality she had been confronting nothing more than perfectly ordinary, dried cow dung. By midday, word had spread to the neighbors. I had never seen so many smirks and stifled giggles. Even the delivery guy paused mid-drop, glanced at me and said, "I heard what Karen did this morning. That's insane." I nodded solemnly, as if we were sharing a secret about the universe. Later, while inspecting the fences, I noticed hoofprints near the barn doors. My cows had wandered close, clearly approving of my handling of Karen. I laughed out loud. It wasn't just a victory over a meddling HOA member. It was a statement. Every small victory counts in the ongoing saga of ranch life versus bureaucratic absurdity. By sunset, I sat on the porch with a cold drink, surveying the golden light on the fields. Karen's clipboard lay abandoned in the grass, a testament to the day she tried, and spectacularly failed, to impose her authority over my land. I raised my glass to the cows, the barn, and the sweet, simple joy of knowing that, for today at least, I had won. Of course, I knew this wouldn't be the last time Karen tried something ridiculous. But for now, the ranch was calm. The birds sang, the cows chewed cud peacefully, and somewhere down the road, HOA Karen was probably rewriting her incident report with trembling hands. And I smiled because in this long, absurd war of bureaucracy versus common sense, sometimes all it takes to win is a little patience and a lot of cow dung.